Today's Steelers Talk video is sponsored by GlassesUSA.com. If you're looking for a new pair of glasses like the ones I have on, or maybe a new pair of sunglasses for this summer, use our exclusive link that's going to be down in the description box below. Welcome into Steelers Talk, Yinzers. I hope you had a great weekend. Now, it's during the week again. No OTAs this week. We've had those first 2 weeks. The Steelers get a little week break here, which is nice, but today I'm going to be breaking down ESPN's off-season review for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Bill Barnwell from ESPN had full breakdowns of all 32 NFL teams, and he ranked all of them as well. So stick around to see where he ranks the Steelers. But first, you got to make sure you subscribe to the channel, guys, because we got premium Steelers content for you 100% free. If you want to get the same exact content on ESPN Plus, you've got to pay for it. They make you pay for this premium content. We've got it 100% free for you here on the channel. So do me a favor, click that subscribe button and turn on your notifications because we got videos on here every single day on your Pittsburgh Steelers. So now later on in the show, I'm going to be breaking down where ESPN has the Steelers in terms of the full offseason. So make sure you stick around for that. But first, let's break down what ESPN had to say about what went right with the Pittsburgh Steelers offense, or offseason, I should say, in 2023. This is what Bill Barnwell has to say. The offensive line got better. A line that has been a liability for years is working its way back towards adequacy. New Steelers general manager Omar imported guards Isaac Seumalo from the Eagles and traded up in the first round of the draft to jump the Jets for left tackle Broderick Jones. Continues to say here, Dan Moore has been overmatched over the past 2 seasons on the blind side. Now, in addition to getting a higher ceiling tackle into the starting lineup, Pittsburgh will have an experienced option at swing tackle. And he's absolutely right here. The Steelers' offensive line has absolutely gotten better this year. And let me just tell you guys, this unit right here, Broderick Jones, Seumalo, Cole, Daniels, Okorafor, they need to be successful if the Steelers' offense is going to be successful. It's looking like the Steelers are going to really be diving into a power run game with Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren this year. You've got to protect Kenny Pickett, who had some issues under pressure last year. You got to keep him healthy. And really, if these guys are good, the Steelers' offense is going to be good, and the offense is going to go as these guys go. That's just the plain and simple fact of the matter. The offensive line is such a crucial part to the success of an offense. No matter who your offensive coordinator is, no matter who your quarterback is, you need to protect your quarterback, and you need to create running lanes for your running backs. I think Broderick Jones is a massively talented rookie that's probably going to have some missteps here, some rookie mistakes throughout the season. But Isaac Seumalo, one of the best guards in the National Football League, in my opinion. Mason Cole and James Daniels had career years last year with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Chukwuma Okorafor, I think, is still a really good fit for what Matt Canada wants to do at that right tackle position. And who knows, Dan Moore could absolutely swoop in and take that starting right tackle spot by week 1. All right, so coming up here, I am going to be breaking down the rest of ESPN's offseason review for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But first, let's have a word from our sponsor at GlassesUSA.com. Quick question for you, Steelers fans. Are you liking my new glasses? GlassesUSA.com has hooked me up with a pair of brand new Revoltune 2.0 blue light glasses to help me in front of my computer screen all day long. Using blue light glasses during screen time helps reduce eye strain, decrease headaches, improve your sleep, and even increase your productivity. If you didn't already know, GlassesUSA.com is one of the biggest eyewear retailers in the United States, offering thousands of eyeglasses and sunglasses from all of your favorite brands such as Ray-Ban, Gucci, Oakley, and more. What's best about GlassesUSA.com is that glasses start at just $39, which is up to 70% off their retail prices. If you love these frames, there's a crazy exclusive offer waiting for my followers by clicking the links in the description box below. They've also got a super helpful AR virtual try-on tool to help find your right frames. Also, shopping online at the GlassesUSA.com website is a risk-free shopping experience with free shipping and returns and 100% money-back guarantee within 14 days. You want some sunglasses too? I also got these Otato roll-in sunglasses from GlassesUSA.com. I'm going to be rocking these during Steelers game days this year. You can as well by clicking the links down there in the comment section. Get the exclusive discount only available to Steelers Talk viewers by clicking on the links in the comments and description box. It's only going to be available for 24 hours, so make sure you take advantage. Once again, thank you to GlassesUSA.com for sponsoring today's video. So we've gone over what Bill Barnwell thinks about what went right for the Steelers this offseason, but what about what went wrong? This is what Bill Barnwell from ESPN had to say about what went wrong with the black and gold. The inside linebacker cycle churned on. Now the Steelers are back with two more veteran inside linebackers in Cole Holcomb and Landon Roberts, who will make a combined $9.5 million this year. This feels like a position they could have addressed in the middle rounds of the draft and put their money towards more significant upgrades elsewhere. So what's my take on this? I think that inside linebacker is Pittsburgh's weakest spot on defense right now. There's no question about that. You got a great defensive line. I think the secondary is in really good shape. And the inside linebacker room is not great, but I still think they have some good pieces, and I think it's good enough where the Steelers defense as a whole is still going to be a top 5 defense, if not the best defense in the National Football League. Cole Holcomb and Landon Roberts are guys that have done it in this league for a long time. I think Cole Holcomb is one of the more underrated inside linebackers in the NFL today. And then Mark Robinson, second-year guy, I think that he's going to have a great season this year. Apparently in camp and OTA so far, he's been lighting it up. Had a pick 6 against Kenny Pickett. Although he's a little bit undersized, he's got great instincts. He really is a hard hitter. I think he's got a real shot to compete with Holcomb and Roberts for a starting spot. And then even if he sits the bench and he's a special teamer to start, if one of those guys gets hurt, Holcomb or Robinson, I absolutely trust to come in as a backup. So let me know, what is your confidence level in the Pittsburgh Steelers linebackers heading into the 2023 season? Put it on a scale of 1 to 10 for me down in the comment section. So my confidence level, I'm at a 7 right now, okay? It's not like a 10, like, oh my gosh, they got the best linebacker group in the entire NFL. That's not the way it works here. I think with the Steelers, they have a pretty solid group, and with an elite defensive line and pass rush with TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith leading the way, along with a much improved secondary, I don't think you need to have this amazing, elaborate inside linebacker room in order to have a really great defense. I fully expect the Steelers to be in the top 5 in most defensive categories next season. So now ESPN, now we've gone over what's right, what's wrong. Now what do they think the Steelers could still do heading into training camp here for 2023? This is what Barnwell has to say. Work on a new deal for Highsmith. He had 14.5 sacks last season, but most of them came with Watt in the lineup. Highsmith had 11 sacks across the 10 games Watt played and a more modest 3.5 in the 7 games Watt missed in September and October. Pittsburgh had a 32.5 pressure rate with Watt on the field, which would have been the league's 6th best over the full season. Without Watt, it fell to 23.5, which would have been the 3rd worst mark. Continues to say here, I don't think it takes a genius to figure out that any team would be worse without a perennial defensive player of the year contender on the field. But the evidence suggests Highsmith is more of a secondary pass rusher than a true primary number 1, despite his gaudy sack totals. And I know some of you are going to be upset about me over this, guys, but he's absolutely right. Alex Highsmith, in my opinion, is not a true number 1 guy that can take on double teams consistently and get a bunch of sack production. We saw that last year when the sack numbers completely fell off a cliff without TJ Watt getting that attention on the other side. So he's absolutely right that he's not a number 1 guy. However, this defense is amazing when both of these gentlemen are on the field. And Highsmith is incredible when he can get those one-on-one opportunities on his side of the field. With Watt getting all the double teams, Highsmith has one of the most devastating spin moves in the National Football League. And last year, 14.5 sacks. So it doesn't really make sense to let Highsmith walk, given how gaudy this amazing Steelers defense is when both of them are on the field. So you take a look at the numbers overall last year. Okay, so for the totality of the season, lots of people are looking at these numbers right now, and they're saying, man, the Steelers defense, it's okay. You know, it's maybe not amazing, but it's pretty darn good. But they're not looking at what this defense did when TJ Watt was on the field, which was first or second in every single defensive category. Points per game allowed, second in the National Football League with TJ Watt on the field. Number 1 in yards per game allowed. I mean, takeaways, number 1 in the league. So when you got that pass rush, quarterbacks are going to make more mistakes, and we absolutely saw that with the Pittsburgh Steelers last year. And then sacks, 35 total, which would have been number 2 in the National Football League. So when both of these guys are on the field, there's definitely an argument to be made that this Steelers defense is one of the best in the league. Is that worth over $20 million per season when it comes to Alex Highsmith? I'm not too sure, so let me know down there in the comment section. Would you pay Alex Highsmith $20 million or more per season to bring him back on a long-term extension? Give me a yes or give me a no down there in the comments. So for me, my answer is yes, I would bring him back because I don't want to play with that fire there where, you bring in somebody other than Highsmith and they're not as good, right? I know Highsmith and Watt as a pass rushing duo works here in Pittsburgh. So as long as he's not asking for these gaudy numbers, $25+ million, I'm going to bring him back. He's young enough. He's on the up and up. He's maybe not a complete player yet. His missed tackle rate is a little bit concerning. But, man, the Steelers defense as a whole is a lot better when both he and TJ Watt are on the field. I would absolutely pay $20 million per season to bring him back. So now before I leave here today, guys, I'm going to be revealing what ESPN has as the Steelers offseason rank when it comes to all 32 NFL franchises. So this one is a little upsetting to me. They had him at just inside the top 10. 10th in the National Football League, despite having arguably the best draft out of anybody in this league, despite having a very productive free agency period where you got guys like Patrick Peterson and Cole Holcomb, and you filled your needs really nice, and Isaac Seumalo is a big one at guard as well. I just don't understand why it's so low. I would have put them in the top 5 personally. I think they got a lot better this offseason. I think Omar did a fantastic job. The Allen Robinson trade, too, is another awesome piece that Omar was able to get for pretty much no risk. I think this was an excellent offseason from new GM Omar Khan. I think he's one of the best GMs in the National Football League already, and I think that with all the guys that they brought in the draft, Jones, Porter Jr., Herbig, Washington, Benson, Corey Trice Jr. is really doing a great job in OTAs, too. We might be getting a contributor in every single pick in the draft this year. And you're going to put that 10th in the National Football League? Come on, ESPN. You're playing, man. All right, that's going to be it for today's show, guys. I really appreciate all of the real ones that made it to the end of the show. Without you guys, this show wouldn't exist. So I want to extend a big shout out to everybody that made it to the end. Once again, thank you to GlassesUSA.com for sponsoring today's video. If you want a new pair of glasses or some sunglasses for Steelers game days this year, use the exclusive link down in the comments below.